When I was a kid, I think I liked most things. I loved school, I loved art, I loved sport, always. Mathematics I just loved. And I seemed to be pretty good at it because my Year 7 teacher, who I'll mention elsewhere, my favourite teacher, he would give the class a set of problems up on the board, I think, but he had some special advanced mathematics problems, but he didn't make a big deal of it. He would just walk down to the back of the room and he would just quietly slide them onto my desk, and I would sit there working on them. And then when I walked out, I would quietly slip the answers onto his desk, because it wasn't cool to be a nerd. It wasn't cool to be smart where I grew up. And I loved pretty much I loved most things. I wasn't very good at English, reading and literature and stuff like that, writing essays. I didn't have a gift for that. And even now when I write books, it's still a bit of a struggle. And they're written in sort of my style, just facts and stories, but not literature. I have a friend, Tim Winton, who told me that when he writes, it just flows out of him. But for me, that dam is blocked. I have to work really hard. But I did love school. Did I do anything that I was ashamed of as a kid? Not all that much, actually. I wasn't really too much of a rebel. I mucked around a lot at school and got the cane regularly, but a lot of that was just mucking around, and to be honest, it was through boredom. My other culprits in our school mucking around were Norman, Wally and David. And we were all in the top class, so no disrespect to the teachers, but they needed to extend us, and so we made up our own fun. I'll just give you an example. We were doing a history lesson on Russian Revolution with Miss Temby, and Norm and I decided to sit at the front, and she used to tell us off because we would pass cricket score. We'd have a radio in our desk and we'd listen and pass the scores around. And on this occasion we really hammed it up. We were passing notes, and sure enough, but we were listening the whole time. This was our trick. So when Miss Temby fell for it, because we really were hamming it up, and she said, "Chapel and Robinson, you're passing notes, blah, 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 blah. You're never going to learn any history." And then she fell for it, and she asked us a question: who in the Russian Revolution did whatever? And we gave her the answer. Then she asked another one, and we gave her another answer. Then she asked another one, and she went all red. And I tell you what, I felt really bad. It worked. It just worked too well. And it's not fair. She worked hard to be a history teacher, and she dealt with these 13-year-old kids who were, I don't know, just trying to have some fun. And anyway, I got into that trouble. But the worst thing, I think, in terms of things I might be ashamed of, is I had a short period of a few months as a shoplifter. I learnt it through my footy team. We used to go on Sunday afternoons to a shop that had a U-shaped checkout. So some guys would go and buy something, and the other guys would go over and we'd pinch something just quietly. They couldn't see us. Anyway, it became a bit of a sport, and once we descended on the city, there was three of us. We went on a raid. We descended on the city and we all shoplifted stuff. When I say shoplifting, I'm talking about a pen, various little tricks we're just practicing little tricks to shoplift. I mean, it's only worth $1 or $2, but it was the sport. And we never got caught, although I'm sure my dad would have been very disappointed in me if he'd found out. And we all separately caught the train. No, we caught the train together, that's right. We met and caught the train down to the beach, put a towel on the sand, and we put all of our treasure on the towel. And then we stopped. I mean, it wasn't a big deal, and we just tried it and we stopped. Years later, I did try to go back and apologise to those shops and pay them back, but none of them were in existence. I doubt that they went under because of me stealing a pen or a little electric engine or a pair of bathers. But yeah, I'm a bit ashamed of that. Not terribly. Not terribly. Probably if I'd kept going and I'd hurt people, I would have felt more shame.